Hey, Eon here from Attack Magazine. And you remember this sound? Well, we're going to be taking the impulse response from that famous reverb sound and loading it into FabFilter Pro-R 2 and then making some techno with it. Impulse responses, simply put, are audio files that contain the sonic recordings of a room or a space. Shirobon's Bandcamp page hosts the impulse responses that we need for today, and all the links to everything that's needed is in the description below. And whilst you're there, subscribe and hit that notification button to stay on trend with all the latest from us here at Attack Magazine. First, let's have a little listen to what we're going to be making today. Let's kick it off with some MIDI. This project's going to be in F-sharp major and at 140 BPM. I'm using Ableton's wavetable instrument and I'm selecting organ retro harmonic, but feel free to use your own favourite synth sound. We need to change oscillator 1's pitch to -12 semitones. Grab that second oscillator and pitch it up by 16 semitones. Then adjust the oscillator gain to 0 dB and push that sub-gain to 0 dB as well for an extra bit of bass weight. Finally, we want to add some width and sparkle, so go to Unison, select Shimmer, increase the voices to 8 and drive the amount to 100. Now for the reverb. Drop FabFilter's Pro-R 2 VST onto the organ channel. Click on the Presets menu and select the following impulse response. You'll find this from the bundle you downloaded previously. Let's change that style to vintage. It's optimized for those early digital reverb classics that's perfect for the PlayStation aesthetic. Next, turn the character dial to 100%. We want some extra modulation for our reverb, which this does, and creates a chorus-like effect, perfect for synth sounds. Bring the distance down to 0% and pull the space dial down to 0.75 seconds. We want the effect as close to the front of the mix as possible. Finally, increase the brightness to 100%. Reducing brightness can result in a more natural sound, but as we're going for a more synthetic quality, we're pushing it to its max. Now, let's clean up those frequencies with Pro-R 2's built-in EQ. We're going to add some shine to our sound, so push the EQ bell filter for the decay rate from -12 dB to +18 dB. Then, cut the low frequencies for the decay rate EQ and post EQ at approximately 300 Hz. This will clear out any muddiness. We want an unnatural sound, so pushing the decay rate EQ helps achieve this. Let's go about creating some contrast. Duplicate the entire organ channel and delete the reverb from the original organ. Return to the newly created organ. Pitch up the MIDI notes in the piano roll by 1 octave and turn the reverb's dry-wet mix to 100%. Finally, reduce oscillator 1's wave position to 0% on the wavetable synth. We're creating a new harmonic texture for the reverb. Now, we have the original organ staying punchy, but with a beautiful high sheen of the reverb with a new layer. Now let's get some vocals on the go. Find a suitable vocal sample, but look for a dry sound.
Jump high, jump in. I'm waiting to begin.
This one is going to be taken from Splice's 91 Vocals Stargirl Lo-Fi Synthwave pack. Now let's chop that sample.
No cloudy heads, no thunder sky, come over and we'll swim. High, jump in. I'm high, jump in. I'm high, jump in. Let's swim. High, jump in. I'm high, jump in. I'm high, jump in. I'm waiting to begin. Jump high, jump in. I'm waiting to begin. High, jump in. I'm high, jump in. I'm high, jump in. I'm waiting to begin. Jump high, jump in. I'm waiting to begin. No cloudy heads, no thunder sky, come over and we'll swim.
Duplicate this channel twice and pitch the sample up on the first channel by 12 semitones and the other one down by 12 semitones. When doing this, make sure to use the complex warping algorithm though for a cleaner texture. Let's lower the volume of the duplicated audio channels by 2 decibels. Lastly, we're going to group all 3 vocal channels into one group so they can be processed together. First, add the Pro-R2 to this vocal group, and we're going to load the following impulse response onto the reverb. Now, select plate. We want a metallic tone to the sound, and plate reverb is going to help give us that sound. For added depth, bring the distance up to 100 and extend the width to 120%. This will amplify our stereo signal for better mono compatibility. Let's add some interesting rhythms to the sonics of the sound. Let's use the auto gate on Pro-R2. Switch it on, select 16th note and listen to it transform the sound. Feel free to experiment with other timings and find out what works best for you. Now let's EQ. Select all of the node's lower frequencies and drag them to the mid-high frequency range. Drag band 1 down so that it's at 50% and drag band 4 down so that it's at 100%. There should be a distinct loss in low frequencies in the reverb now, making even more space in the mix for the bass. To add a final level of rhythm to the vocals, let's automate. Add an EQ and create a pattern of interest using a low cut. Our variances can be rearranged, or even the entire EQ switched off for certain sections of the piece, with the aim of having something that is constantly evolving. Now let's place the Pro-R2 on the master channel for an interesting transition. It's a little unconventional, but very effective. First, adjust the space to 0.2 seconds. Then, cut all of the low frequencies on the decay rate EQ and the post EQ. We can automate the mix to move from dry to wet to help with our transition. Finally, Add some of your favorite drums, because what's techno without drums? There are so many sites out there offering impulse responses, and these can even be recorded yourself with some rudimentary equipment. And now let's have a final listen to how that all sounds together. The FabFilter Pro-R 2 is a unique and powerful reverb tool, so make sure to look into what else it can do for you. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe and hit that notification button.